12-year-old and a 17-year-old are in jail over what the Marion County Sheriff describes as a spree that left 3 teenagers dead. Investigators discovered the bodies of the victims over a 3-day period, but say they were all murdered at the same time. News 4 Jax reporter Vic Micolucci tells us deputies are still looking for a third suspect who's also a teenager.
In the quiet town of Marion County, Florida, a tragedy has unfolded. 3 teenagers, all friends, cold blood, and 2 boys, just 12 and 17 years old, are charged. Today, we dive deep into the details of the heartbreaking case, how it unfolded, and the arrests that have shocked the community. All suspects have since been caught, and the case is unraveling piece by piece. Hello, and welcome to today's video. And today, we're covering one of the most tragic and shocking cases to come out of Marion County in recent memory. 3 teenagers were found over the course of 3 consecutive days. What's even more disturbing, the alleged killers are children themselves.
We were shocked and saddened by the violence, as all of my citizens. Because we are shocked, not only are the victims juveniles, but the killers are juveniles as well.
2 boys are in custody and a third still on the run, just 1 week after 3 Florida teens were brutally.
To think and believe to minimize any actions that is criminal of a juvenile is a disservice and frankly stupid to think. We need to hold them accountable. And then hope that we can change them.
On March 30th, 16-year-old Layla Silvernail was found in a dumpster in Marion County, Florida. She had been shot. Silvernail was taken to the hospital where she later died. The following day, the body of a 17-year-old boy was found lying on the side of the road, less than 1 mile from the dumpster. Right now, his name isn't being released publicly because of Marsy's Law. The day after his was discovered, investigators recovered Silvernail's vehicle partially submerged in a pond. Inside the trunk, officials found the body of 16-year-old Camille Quarles. At a press conference this week, Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods said the victims were associated with what he called a hybrid or wannabe gang.
It all started on March 30th, when Layla Silvernail, 16, was found injured by the side of a road. Despite efforts to save her life, Layla passed away at the hospital. The next day, on March 31st, another victim, 17-year-old boy, whose identity has been protected, was discovered with a fatal wound, also lying by the side of a road not far from Layla. Then, on April 1st, Camille Quarles, 16, was found in the trunk of a Chevrolet Cruze, submerged in a pond. These victims, all friends, became the center of a complex investigation that would soon lead to shocking arrests.
The 3 suspects have now been identified as 17-year-old Robert Robinson, 12-year-old Christopher Atkins, and 16-year-old Taj Bruton. Robinson and Atkins are now both in custody, facing first charges. Officials say they admitted to the case. According to court documents, Atkins told investigators he was forced to one of the victims, quote, or his family would be killed. At the time of this recording, Bruton still remains on the loose.
This individual, who is a juvenile also, is who we're looking for. Now, I'm talking to the viewers. Some of you know him, you know where he is, and you need to turn him in. Now, I will get him. I will find him, and justice will be completed.
Investigators say the suspects stole a gun the same day they committed the murder. They also revealed burglary was a motive in the case.
A simple burglary, as some people will say, but I don't consider anything simple when it comes to a burglary. Simple terms, there is no honor among thieves. And at some point, these 3 individuals turned on our 3 victims and
On April 6th, authorities arrested 2 suspects, Robert Robinson, 17, and Christopher Atkins, just 12 years old. Check out these clips of the interrogation provided by Explore with Us.
Don't believe them! They are not your sons! Don't believe them! Be honest, baby. It's okay.
Because you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much better.
When they pull this GPS, will it show that you were at home in your bed, or will it show that you were somewhere else? That's the question that was asked. You don't know?
This is that's serious. I'm gonna kill my family. What am I supposed to do?
Robert, you don't understand that you're just as guilty if you know who did it and you're not saying nothing. That's guilty by association.
I'm snitching on everybody. If I was gonna get charged, why did you make me say?
I said I don't know.
My life is ruined.
The detectives set about gradually breaking the ice with Chris, all the time appearing hyper-aware that he was only 12 years old. After taking all necessary precautions, like making both Chris and his mother aware of their rights, and establishing on record that Chris knew the difference between right and wrong, they finally got to the issue at hand.
So, Chris, what I'd like to start with talking to you about is, and like I said, I just want you to be honest with us. I'd like you to talk to me about last Thursday night.
First, we made something to eat. Then we watched TV. Then I went to sleep for a little bit. And I heard something outside. I opened the door. There was nothing outside now. I think I went to sleep.
So I think what you just told me was what you probably had rehearsed in your mind several times to tell a police officer if you ever had to talk about that Thursday night. Because sitting here and talking to you with your mom here crying and knowing that you have these siblings, you're probably in sort of an embarrassing and shameful position. If you are sorry for what happened, repent for it and start from the very beginning and go to the very end without me having to pull it from you. Because somebody that I have to pull each individual action from, that tells me that they don't really want to say what they did wrong, that they don't feel bad for it.
Reaper down there has been super honest. He took him a minute to get comfortable with me, and he's told me everything down to details that only he would know, and
That's involved.
That nobody else would know.
Some of the details, he points finger at you.
17-year-old Rob, also known by the concerning moniker Reaper, was also being questioned. Just like Chris, Rob and his mom Erica were both advised of their Miranda rights before the interrogation commenced.
How did he get to your house? Things like that.
Supposed to drove to my house. It was him, Landon, Layla, and there was another girl with them. I don't know her name.
Sosa was a nickname that Layla's boyfriend, 17-year-old Michael, used. Michael's father had last seen him about 6:30 last night, around the same time Gabby said she parted ways with the group. Landon was another local boy who police determined didn't know anything that would aid the investigation. As for the unnamed girl, the police likely wondered if she could be the missing Camille and why she hadn't been seen or heard from since.
Did you go anywhere after 6:30, Rob?
Well, why do y'all keep asking
Okay. I just
We
want
keep
to
asking because we've been working on our investigations
What
for
do
several
y'all
days.
think happened, bro? I'm telling you,
You understand?
in the house
You understand
that
now?
night. Like I only seen Sosa one time that day.
Rob, we know you were out of the house after 6:30. Okay? We know you were with around 7:00 p.m.
Thanks to CCTV footage, police believed that Rob, along with others in the friend group, had been involved in the theft of a vehicle and an armed robbery that night. As serious as these crimes were, they paled in comparison to what police believed happened later. Back in the room with Chris, his mother tried to make him understand the severity of the situation.
Well, you didn't tell. If you ain't
Now's the time.
tell the whole story.
now's the
You know
time
you
to
left
get
out of
out.
the house Thursday when I told you not to. And you finna speak. You better talk right now.
Reaper's already told us what the plan was that night. So there's, we know what the original plan was. We're asking you now to be honest and to come forth and tell us what happened and why it happened.
He knocked on the window.
When you say he, I never want to guess. Who's he?
Reaper, aka Rob, took a lot of convincing before he opened up.
Rob, right now you're protecting KTM and your buddies. You need to think about protecting yourself.
The disturbing meaning behind KTM will be revealed in due time. For now, the fact that the police knew about the mysterious phrase was enough to get Rob talking, albeit reluctantly.
Was at that house?
When you saw, when you were with, who was with y'all?
It was me. 3-5.
Mm-hmm.
Layla was there. And that was it.
The police knew by now that there were more people at the house than just Chris, Rob, Michael, and Layla.
Did you go anywhere with them that night?
No, I ain't go nowhere with them. I just told you. I went, I swear to God, was at the house. They said they was finna leave. I went back home. Actually, Mom, I didn't come in until like late. I didn't come in until after 7 anyways.
You don't know what time you came home.
That is the truth. I don't know nothing about no, and I was not there with no.
That's not what they asked. That's not what they asked. What they asked was, when they pull this GPS, will it show that you were at home in your bed, or will it show that you were somewhere else? That's the question that was asked. You don't know?
Both face charges of armed robbery and other serious offenses. A third suspect, Taj Bruton, 16, was on the run but has since been captured.
And right next to him, he whispered in my ear, he was like, bro, I'm finna rob these tonight, bro. I look at him like, what you mean you finna rob these tonight? He's like, bro, so sad, Layla, bro, they got a pound of, they got me some money, bro. And if they don't go for it, I'm gonna. That's exactly how he said. At this point, I'm frantic if I can't, like, if I tell Sosa, right, Rob's sitting right next to me, so therefore he's gonna shoot. So I'm sitting here, I'm scared as hell, so I'm like, I ain't got no choice but to just sit here and just, it is what it is.
Rob told detectives that it was the other way around.
It was so random. Like, he just said he wanted to knock him off. I'm not thinking he's serious, though. Like, at the time, when he first said it, if you would have seen his face, like, man, he was laughing. Like, if I would have really thought he was finna kill, like, I wouldn't have got back in that car. I would have stayed right there and called my mom and be like, can you come get me? I didn't think he was serious until when the car started slowing down and I seen him up the.
Rob said that Taj did this because he wanted to take Michael's firearm. Taj claimed the same thing.
I get out of the car, they still because it was like 4 to 6. I don't know exactly how many it was, but it was a couple. Bro.
All 3 suspects were linked to the crime through phone records, tips from the community, and evidence found at the scene. At a press conference, Sheriff Billy Woods emphasized the tragic nature of this case, calling it a result of juvenile delinquency and gang involvement. Woods stated that the victims and suspects had been friends, but something caused the group to turn on each other, leading to this senseless tragedy. They took a life. Are y'all comprehending that? They took a life without thought. Woods also mentioned that the suspects had acquired their weapons through car burglaries, further highlighting the breakdown of accountability that led to this horrific series of events. So why did this happen? According to Sheriff Woods, while the connected to a hybrid gang, there's no clear evidence of a gang rivalry being the cause. It seems to be a chilling example of juveniles turning on their own for reasons that are still unclear. However, we know this. Lives were lost, and the impact on the families and the community is devastating.
Anybody that associates with a gang at some point in their life, they've done something, whether they've been arrested or not, okay? So when I tell you they hybrid gangs, people in gangs, it's not a gang because it's all, unicorns and everything else. It's because they do illegal stuff. Simple as that.
The town of Marion County is mourning the loss of these young lives. Vigils have been held, and the families of the victims are pleading for justice. As the suspects await trial, the community is left grappling with how such a tragic event could occur among teenagers. But the larger issue remains. How do we prevent tragedies like this from happening again? How do we hold our youth accountable before things spiral out of control? This case isn't just about the loss of 3 lives. It's a wake-up call for the entire community. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this information valuable, Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe, and let's work together to ensure this never happens again.